Valecov is a ruin of a medieval rock castle in the village of Bosen in the district of Mlada Boleslav. It stands on rock formations at the western edge of the Bohemian Paradise at an altitude of about 320 meters above sea level near the town of Nikova Radist. It has been protected as a cultural monument since 1967. The wooden castle was founded after 1300 in the rocks by the Valecov family from Valecov. Because the family later belonged to the followers of Jan Žižka of Trotnov, the castle was conquered after the Hussite Wars and burned down in 1439 by Jindřich of Wartburg. Then it was gradually rebuilt from stones. He remained here only a few years until the arrival of the Prague campaign in 1443 to 1444. A few years later in 1472, Valecov Valecov, a chamberlain of royal towns lived during the reign of George of Podbrady, lived here. Then the owners of the castle began to change quickly, until at the beginning of the 17th century it was acquired by the powerful Wallenstein family with the whole estate. The nobility did not live here, it served as their administrative center, and in 1652 it was listed as desolate. As early as the 19th century, the local poor lived in some of their rock rooms. The inhabitants were eventually forcibly evicted by order of the district governor's office in Nikova Radist of October 5, 1892. Since 1994, the castle has been owned by the municipality of Bosen, on whose territory it is located. The castle formed a dominant core on 3 sandstone ribs with 2 fortifications and an extensive fortified area with a large number of rock rooms, which originally served as a wintering ground for Hussite field troops. In the rock blocks below the castle core, a number of rooms were carved and an access corridor to the top plateau. The wooden or half-timbered old palace stood on the middle block. The preserved new palace had 2 Provenda bay window on the courtyard side. During the 16th century, when the castle was inhabited by 2 owners, both palaces were adapted so that each had its own entrance from the courtyard. Near the castle building, inside the walls, stood several smaller buildings, the larger of which served as a dining room and accommodation for women. There were also several dwellings carved into the rocks. Under the walls was a castle with a number of buildings and dozens of rock rooms.
Jsem rád, že jsme sem šli. Zase koněk.